lifestyle lovers, welcome back to SE Lifestyle. And if you are new here, welcome. My name is Erica. My channel is called SE Lifestyle, and it is all about creating the lifestyle that you love. Okay, lifestyle lovers, so in this video I am going to give you 6 ways of how to make your living room look expensive. Although I'm using the word expensive, this is not about budget. And I am going to be using my living room that I'm currently in as an example, which has a mixture of both high and low end decor. So this is all about pretty much applying the concepts. It does not matter your budget. It does not matter if you're a homeowner or you're a renter. Anyone will be able to apply these concepts. So if you are interested in 6 ways to make your living room look expensive, keep watching. Okay, lifestyle lovers, so one of the first ways to make your living room look expensive is incorporating different stones throughout your living room. As I stated, I am going to be using my living area as an example. It does not have to be a true stone. It can be a faux stone, such as this terrazzo ball that's located on my coffee table. So this particular terrazzo ball I have located on my coffee table, it's not real marble, lifestyle lovers. This is actually a faux marble stone. It's made out of 100% fiber stone, but as you can see, it resembles a true marble look without the marble price. Now, as far as my table is concerned, this is 100% marble, but if you have marble in your home or on your countertops, then you already know that it scratches very, very easily. So most of the scratches on my table are not visible to the eye, but you have to be very careful when you incorporate marble into your home because it scratches very, very easily. Another stone that I incorporated in my living area is porcelain tile. And this is the stone that I use for my fireplace wall. On my bookshelf is another example of a faux marble look. As you can see, this faux plant, it resembles the marble without the actual marble price. Another stone that you can incorporate in your living room is crystal or amethyst, I believe it's called. I see these stones in Home Goods all the time. I think at one point in time they were very popular and were trending. But these particular stones you can also incorporate into your living room, and I think they're like less than $100. So just make sure the next time that you're out and you're looking for different pieces for your living room, try to focus on different types of stones with different types of surfaces that resemble marble or granite or travertine. That is a definite way to make your living room look more expensive and add a little bit more luxe to your home. Okay, lifestyle lovers, so moving on to number 2 of how to make your living room look expensive, you want to have a variety of lighting options. And when I think about my living room, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if you include my fireplace lighting options in my living room. So you want to be sure that you incorporate lamps into your living room, sconces into your living room, recessed lighting. That way you can kind of create your own mood. You can dim the recessed lighting when you want like more of a calming mood. And if you want your house to be nice and bright, I would suggest to use daylight bulbs. But just to show you some of the different lighting that I have incorporated throughout my living room. So one of the first source of lighting is I have 2 table lamps on each of my end tables. I also have some sconces over here on the side of my artwork. And these particular sconces are from Amazon. I think those were probably maybe like $100. I also have recessed lighting throughout my living room, as well as I have my light fixture here. I pretty much love the look of the fixture, but it has warm lighting. So let me just turn it on so you guys can see I do not care for warm lighting in my home, but it is another source of lighting in my living room, as well as I have recessed lighting over my bookshelves to accent the bookcase. I do have a fireplace. This can be a form of lighting when I'm trying to create like a nice calming mood. So currently this will be one source of lighting. The sconce lights will be 2 sources of lighting. The recessed lighting is 3 sources of lighting, which can also be on dimmers. My light fixture is 4 sources of lighting. I have my fireplace, that's 5 sources of lighting. And if you count my recessed lighting that's over my bookshelf, that is 6 sources of lighting. So throughout my living room, I have 6 sources of lighting. When it comes to lighting, in my opinion, natural light is always the best light. But to make your living room look expensive, you want to make sure that you incorporate different sources of lighting. I also have some spotlights that I have behind my large planter in my living room. However, I believe the batteries are dead, but you definitely want to incorporate spotlights. You want to incorporate chandeliers, lamps. You can do picture lighting if you have pictures in your living room. You can do sconces, as I've done on the wall. So if your goal is to make your living room look more luxe, make sure you incorporate several sources of lighting, not just one. Okay, lifestyle lovers, so moving on to the third way to make your living room look more expensive is greenery. You want to definitely make sure that you incorporate a pop of greenery throughout your living space. Now, I am not good with live plants, so all of my greenery throughout my living area is faux greenery. But actually these days they are creating some really good faux greenery that resembles a live plant. So just to kind of show you the greenery that I have incorporated throughout my living room, right here on my coffee table I have a bowl that has just some green moss, and I believe I purchased this from Walmart. So as I stated, you can do this on any budget. This moss is probably about $7 a bag at Walmart. I believe that's where this came from. You can also get it from places like Michael's or places like Hobby Lobby. You can also get it on Amazon. Also in my living area, I have a large planter. Large faux planter with also more of the moss down in the bottom. This is, I know this one is from Walmart, but this may be some leftover moss that came from Michael's. It looks really good. It just, that pops of green, it just stands out amongst the other decor. Also on my bookshelf, I have a pop of greenery on each shelf. This is my pop of greenery for this shelf. And over here, this is my pop of greenery for this shelf, which these are moss balls. And then I have a little pop of greenery at the top of the shelf. So as you can see, I just have it kind of sprinkled throughout my living room. So you definitely want to make sure that you add, you know, pops of greenery throughout areas of your living room. It just brings your living room to life. So next time you're out shopping and you're at places like Home Goods, you can pick up a bowl. As I stated, go to Walmart, get you some of the faux green moss and add to a bowl. That's a easy, simple, inexpensive way to add a pop of greenery to your living room. Okay, so moving on to the fourth way to make your living room look more expensive, you want to add different shapes to your living room. And you can do this by shopping at places like Target. If you shop at Target, I haven't seen a lot of unique home decor at Walmart, but you can shop at places like Amazon. You can incorporate different shapes into your living area, starting from a very low-end budget to a very high-end budget. Next time you're out at places like Home Goods, look for unique pieces, not just simple bowls. You want to look for different knots. You want to look for different spheres. You want to look for different type of decor that looks very unique. So using my living room for an example, I have all types of shapes throughout my living room, starting with my coffee table. In my living area, I have just pretty much incorporated spheres throughout my living area. This is a spear. The faux marble terrazzo ball that I share with you is also a spear. There is another spear. I have a small vase here that has different ridges in it. Also, this is a very unique piece that came from Home Goods, and the price is still on it. This was $19.99. So that just goes to show lifestyle lovers that you can have very unique pieces that do not cost a lot. Moving on to the bookcase, lifestyle lovers, when you go in places like Home Goods, you want to look for things like that. That's kind of very unique. Also, I have a knot up here. This particular decor right here pretty much resembles snowman, but as I stated, just different unique shapes. Here is another unique shape, another knot, also spears. I have spears incorporated throughout all of my areas. Here is another spear that I have on my bookshelf. Here is another vase that's, you know, kind of different. It looks like bowls sitting on top of each other. Also, I have more spears in front of the fireplace. So next time you're out shopping for different decor that you want to incorporate into your living area to make it look more expensive, make sure that you're looking for those unique pieces, that unique decor with different types of shapes and textures. Okay, lifestyle lovers, so moving on to the fifth way to make your home look more expensive is large artwork. I am a fan of home tours. I love to watch home tours here on YouTube. But if you look at some of these expensive and these lavish houses that cost millions and millions of dollars, pay attention. A lot of these houses have incorporated large artwork into their living area and their living spaces. They're not using small teeny pictures. They're not even using small teeny mirrors. When you go into some of these high-end homes, most of the time there is a large piece of artwork on the biggest wall. So you want to be sure that if you're looking to have your living room look more luxe, you 100% want to incorporate a large piece of artwork, particularly with a frame. Adding a frame to artwork opposed to just a canvas without a frame, it does look a little bit more upscale. So when you're searching for artwork and you're searching in places like Home Goods and places like that, try to find some artwork with a frame, or if you find something without a frame and you really love it, you can also get it framed. I believe Hobby Lobby does frame canvas artwork. I do not know the price. I've never had it done. I've considered having it done, but I know that they definitely offer a service that they can frame artwork. I believe Michael's does as well. Just to show you an example of how I have incorporated large artwork into my living area, this is probably one of the longest walls in my living area, and as you can see, I have a large piece of artwork. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this is a 70 by 40. And just to kind of add on, this is my second largest wall in my living room, and as you can see, I have added a huge mirror. So when you go into some of the high-end homes and the million-dollar homes, if they don't have a large-scale artwork, they definitely have a large-scale mirror. So you definitely want to go large when you're looking for artwork for your living room. Okay, lifestyle lovers, so moving on to the sixth and final way to make your living room look expensive. And this is probably, I would say, probably the most important out of all of the 6 ways that I have given you to make your living room look more expensive. And that is the right size rug. And I can tell you at one point in time, before I got into interior design and started taking different interior design classes, I was one of those people that had the wrong size rug in my home. But once I kind of learned a lot about interior design, I quickly changed that. I know when you order rugs, sometimes you do not want to go, through the hassle of sending it back and things like that. but the rug is the foundation for your living room. So it's important that it is the right size. And I'm going to give you a few tips of how you can tell that your rug is the right size. One of the tips is either all of the legs of your furniture should be able to fit on your rug, or just the front legs should be able to fit on your rug. If you're not able to do this, then that is an indication that your rug is probably too small. Another indication to tell if your rug is too small, and I'm going by memory when I say this, so if I'm incorrect, I'll just put it on the screen. On the side of your sofa, which I'm sitting on the side of my sofa, you want to have at least 6 to 8 inches of rug on the side of your sofa. And as I stated, I'm going by memory, so if I'm incorrect, I'll make sure it's across the screen. But that is a good indication. If you don't have at least 6 to 8 inches of rug left on the side of your sofa, that is a good indication that your rug is too small as well. Also, do you have to spend a lot of money on a rug in order for it to look nice? The answer is no. You don't have to spend a lot of money on a rug. I would recommend that when you're shopping for rugs, some of the best place to shop for rugs is your local furniture stores, like your Rooms to Go, your American Signature, your Ashley Furniture. Outside of Home Goods, you may find some really expensive rugs and Home Goods for really good prices. So you do not have to spend a lot on a nice rug. However, good rugs are expensive. I will tell you that. So if you're not spending as much, it may not last as long. You may end up switching it out sooner or later. However, you can still get a nice rug without breaking the bank. Okay, lifestyle lovers, so using my living room rug as an example, this is a 9 by 12, and I have to kind of in order to get the entire rug in your view, I have to stand all the way back. This is a 9 by 12, but before I knew better, I had a 5 by 7 in my living room. Imagine how little a 5 by 7 would have looked in this living room. And then I upgraded to an 8 by 10, which an 8 by 10, that was fine as well. It did fit my space. However, I love the look more with, I'm gonna go over. Okay. However, I love my space more with this 9 by 12. So a 9 by 12 is perfect for my particular space. As I stated, I can definitely look and tell you that I have more than 6 to 8 inches on the side of my sofa. This particular rug was purchased from a furniture store called American Signature. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this rug was about $600, but that's pretty much because of the size. So the larger you go, the more expensive it is. However, I would definitely recommend getting the right size rug for your living room if you don't already have it, because it's just going to elevate your living room and take it to another level. Okay, lifestyle lovers, so that is pretty much it for this video. I have given you 6 ways to make your living room look more expensive. It does not matter your budget. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to thumbs up the video, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. If you can add any other ways to these 6 ways that I have shared with you of how to make your living room look more expensive on a budget, be sure to comment below. But that is pretty much it for this video, lifestyle lovers. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, I hope you're having a great week, a great weekend, whenever you're watching this. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next video. Bye, y'all.